Welcome, fellow last places, to episode 55 of the LPF
Debrief.
show.
Wait.
You see, you got me
Uh,
because I was about to do a debrief joke, but you got it. We were on the same page. I'm not upset. I'm happy because like we were on the same page. I was gonna be, at first I was gonna be like, "Welcome to another episode of." Oh no, that's tomorrow. But
also, I want to
here we are.
hold on before you start your intro. Okay.
I did the intro started already.
I just want to let the viewers know. Okay, and you know that I got you something.
What?
Not yet. It's in the works. It's in the works. Things are happening.
No,
But
you
I
said
got you
me something.
something. But it's
Okay.
also for the podcast. Okay.
Ooh,
It's gonna
so
be
it's something
cool.
audio related.
We'll see.
It's
We'll
something
see.
audio related or lighting or something, and I'll love it most
Oh,
likely.
yeah.
So
I think a lot of people are gonna love it. I think
all
it's
right,
gonna be
I'm
great.
about
But
it.
anyway.
I'm about it. But welcome you guys to episode 55. As you can see, it's just me and Chris today. Not we're not shaming Yendi because he had important things to do. He had dad time, and you guys know out there we do have fathers, and we do not want him missing dad stuff
He's a
for the
good
show.
dad.
He's a good dad, okay? So he's out there, he was gonna try to make it, and then we were basically like, listen, take your time. We didn't say that, but I'm gonna tell you guys that we said that. Because we thought it. So anyway, but on today's show, guys, we are gonna be talking about PlayStation's new announcements for PlayStation Plus. We're gonna be talking about what you call it getting delayed. Breath of the
Legend.
Wild. I don't know why I said what you would call it, but I got it there. And then we're also going to be talking about what was the other category?
uh,
It's going to
uh,
be a laid back one because I
yeah,
know
we're just chilling.
we're-
Fortnite,
Fortnite keeping build mode way non-build mode way
which I
faster
called.
than any of us thought. No. We both called it. I didn't think it was going to be after the 9 days.
I did.
Okay, well,
I thought I said that. I don't know. Maybe
we'll
did.
talk about it. We're gonna do a little housekeeping, guys. We don't have a giveaway yet. We're figuring something out, but thank you guys for all the support. Go look over on the YouTube, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Even comment on Chris and I's debrief stuff. We always asking questions about like what are your guys' thoughts on stuff. We want to know what you guys think. Obviously, if you guys want to be a part of the show, just hit us up, lastplacefireteam@gmail.com. We also have all of our social medias. Hit us up on all that good stuff, and let us know if you guys want to be on the show. Chris and I have a bunch of debriefs coming up, so we would love. Moon Knight is coming out. We've got Morbius this week, and Halo. So
Yeah, man.
if you guys want to be part of
Morbius.
any of those, yeah, if you guys want to be part of any of those within the next 3 weeks.
Listen.
Month almost?
Also, you guys could be helping us out because so far we've had people step in because my life is hectic with my job. So sometimes I need another last placer to tag in to get in
To
here.
hop in there. Tag man. Like what? You remember that? So let's get right into it, guys. We're gonna be talking about. So Chris, I don't even know why I'm going out of show order. So Chris, how you been? What you been up to? What you been playing?
I've been
I know you
good.
got a new beautiful toy.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen, go check that video out. Chris did do an open box,
Which
an
people
unboxing
are.
of it.
I will keep up with it. Like whenever there's an update, I want to do a review on it. But yeah, baby.
He did get the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
The unboxing video is up. He's actually going to make a shorter version of that too, just so you guys can see. Right, Chris?
Maybe.
Right,
I don't know.
right, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So we could put it on our shorter form stuff.
Yes.
That stuff. But how you been? How you been liking it, man?
I've been loving it, man. I've been playing Tunic, and that game has pulled me in completely. I love that game a lot. I've been enjoying it, and it's very mysterious. I've only had to look up something once so far, because it does take from Link's Awakening, where you just wake up on the beach and it's just like, here's the game, and you're like,
Stepping on the beach.
where do I go? But instead, like, you know how like you enter that room, and it's like, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this, and he gives you a sword. You get a branch, and then you go out there, and these guys are like. Like
Yeah.
ready. So
Did you buy Tunic or are you game passing it?
I did not game pass it because I wanted it on my Steam Deck. So and I had
You can still get Steam. You can still get Game Pass on your Steam Deck.
not yet. it's still a little bit wonky, and I'm afraid to mess with that because I don't know how to go back. So I don't want to mess with that yet. But I had Steam money in there. Okay, so anyway, but yeah, I've been playing it and it's been doing very well. Also, I'm almost done with Horizon. I was just playing that before the show, and yeah, shout out to his name's Ben Hansen. I always talk about the MinMax show. He made a comment about Horizon Forbidden West about how the voice actor of Aloy breathes a lot, like does a breathe talking, and now it bugs the crap out of me. So there's a there's a cutscene with I'm not gonna spoil it, but I was sitting there and like the breathe talking, I was like, oh man, I wish he never pointed that out because that's all I could focus on. It's not bad. It's just what
I did not even think about that or like heard it or any of that good stuff.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. That's why I didn't tell you. It was a while ago when the game came out, and I made sure not to tell anybody because I was like, I knew it was gonna affect people. So yeah, next time you play that game and you hear dialogue, you'll hear it.
Yeah, the funny thing is I always listen like really in depth though, but I guess I was just something like being caught up in the story. Like I don't really care. Like also like I don't mind her having a breathy. I guess I don't mind it either because at the end of the day, the stuff that she's doing in that game, I can understand why she would be tired. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, or be like out of breath. So
Yeah.
I guess I never really minded it, but I guess now, of course,
I didn't mind it until somebody
to
pointed it out, and then
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they do
Mhm.
this a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But but I've been loving that game a lot. Also, gonna be rushing through that to so I can start Elden Ring, and I also got Tiny Tina's Wonderland that I
See,
want to
I
start.
was gonna get that also, but I just tried to calculate when exactly would I play it because I'm honestly trying to be and do the right thing in playing the games that are already in my catalog. So I
You gotta get
started
those
Elden
numbers
Ring.
up.
I know, no, I need to beat these games, man. Like I have to get to the point where I'm beating games that I've already owned, and then because we know what's gonna happen, right? It's gonna go on sale in 2 weeks, or in 3 weeks, or in a month. And honestly, I have games that I should be playing. So I speaking of which, I did start Elden Ring myself. I started it the other day, having a great and awful time. You know, the normal soul style game. Been playing it on PlayStation. Been enjoying it a lot. Having my friends, you know, also because PlayStation has share screen, been laughing at me while I die. But you know, the normal kind of stuff. But the game, I mean, as a person who does enjoy Souls games, I can definitely see why it's getting all the praise. The cinematics are beautiful. The
Yeah.
monsters are amazing. The enemies are great. Like the lore itself, just feeling being in that dark, like gameplay style. It just is always for me like it's always they always step it up. And FromSoft they just do a really good job at always getting you like into the game. And it's such a simple game structure that you would be like, but it's so complex at the same time because there's so many things that you can do outside, like try to get like, you know, there's drop rate stuff. There's I just got a scythe because as you guys know, scythes are my favorite weapons. So like there's always something to try to get or something to obtain, even though, you know, you're literally just trying to survive throughout the whole game. So it's been great. Like unexpected place people like enemies come places.
See,
It's just,
that's
you
a
know, it
great
always
game.
keeps your yeah, it
That's a
keeps your
great
head
game
on the swivel.
for Yendi to stream, man.
No, it would be hilarious.
It would be
Like,
great. He
yeah,
needs to
Yendi
stream
would
again.
make fantastic content
Everybody
playing Elden
comment
Ring.
that Yendi put a Scaldi gaming needs to start streaming again, and we want to see
Mm.
him rage. All
Yeah,
right, but
because that would be
also
hilarious.
Black Magic said big day tomorrow because of Moon Knight. Richard
Yep.
said Elden Ring is a 100-hour investment. Game of the year most likely. It sure is now.
It's up there for sure. It's up there for sure.
Unless God of War is really good if it comes out, you know.
God of War is not coming out this year. Remember, I said it. I've said it. I said Link wasn't. I did say Zelda wasn't coming out this year either.
And now I'm back on the Switch Pro thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm back on it.
Yeah, let's get into the show. Let's get into
Yeah.
the topics now that we've gotten all our games that we've been playing. For our first story today, we're going to talk about PlayStation finally changing up PlayStation Plus, which it's a smart move. They didn't try to name it anything else. They just
Thank God.
updated what PlayStation Plus was supposed to be, because I know the project name was Spartacus, but PlayStation came out this morning with um, information on finally what they're going to be doing, and it's coming out in June. And they're offering almost 700 plus games. In a article from Jim Ryan himself on the PlayStation blog, he says since launching PlayStation Plus in 2010, SIE has been at the forefront of innovation with game subscription services. I don't know about that. We were thrilled to be the first console membership service that included a fresh library of games through PlayStation Plus. I guess they're right with that. And also launched the first console game streaming with PlayStation Now. It was, again, it wasn't the first,
Wait,
because
was PlayStation Now?
PlayStation Now technically released fully. Yes, that is true.
And then
But
Game Pass
Game
just
Pass
made
was
it
already
better.
in beta. No, no, no.
Okay. Oh, it was in
Game
beta.
Pass
Okay.
was in beta, so it wasn't like, because like I said, because remember I told you I was playing on Game Pass like years before that thing came out, right?
Mhm.
So, and then it says today we are pleased to share with you official news about changes coming to the subscription service. This June we're bringing together PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now, which is something that I feel a lot of people thought they should have done from the beginning. Don't know why it took this to get there, but we're there, so can't complain there. And it says in an all new PlayStation Plus subscription service that provides more choice to the customers across 3 membership tiers globally, which I really like that they did that. I do like that they gave people an option in the tiers. So obviously, the higher the tier, the more you get. I'll go through the tiers actually while we in a second. Our focus is on providing high quality, curated content with diverse portfolio of games. Below is an overview of the 3 membership tiers. You can get PlayStation Plus Essential, which provides the same benefits of PlayStation Plus are getting today, such as 2 games a month, exclusive discounts, cloud storage for games, online multiplayer access, and there's no changes for existing PlayStation Plus in this tier, and that's going to be $10 a month. So you get your standard PlayStation stuff. You get exactly what you've been having already. Then you can get the PlayStation Plus Extra, which provides all the benefits of the Essential tier, and then it adds 400 of the most enjoyable PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, including blockbusters hits from our PlayStation Studio catalog and third-party partners. Games in extra tier are downloadable for play, which is awesome because you technically can just download any of these games, kind of like Game
Which I'm
Pass.
happy about because of the PlayStation Now I did subscribe to for a year because I
Yeah.
was on sale. And
Mhm.
streaming those games, dude, the quality just
Yeah, they like
so
I said, it
bad.
it cloud gaming definitely takes. That's why it was interesting that they even went that route, because it's such a server heavy thing, and PlayStation has always, like, for me personally, has never had those servers that it kind of like had Xbox had. So
Hmm.
and I mean, Microsoft is a computer system at the end of the day. Like, it is going to be unfair in that aspect with storage and all that good stuff. And then we have the PlayStation Plus Premium, which I know Chris and I already both said we're getting, and I think everyone who enjoys Sony products are going to be getting this, because you get everything from the Essential and Extra tier. Then you get an additional 340 games. You get PlayStation 3 games available for cloud via cloud streaming. Now remember, I don't know what episode it was, but remember who has been the person always talking about cloud gaming? This guy. and, and look at where we're at. PlayStation 3, that's an awesome feature. Then you get a catalog of beloved classic games in both streaming and downloadable options, which is key. And then you get your original PlayStation games, PS2 games, and PSP generation, which is fantastic. Offer cloud streaming access for original PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PSP, PS4 offered in extra and premium tier, where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using PS4 and 5 consoles and PC.
So here's my question now, right? Technically, the Steam Deck is a PC.
Now that's a good question.
So
The
I'm
thing
waiting to
is, it
see
really it
what's going
really just depends, which is what Xbox, which is how it is on Game Pass now if
Yeah.
you wanted to. You can do it through the browser
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to, but it would be better if it was just already on there. But maybe we'll get there. I think you're more likely to get Game Pass doing that, setting like its own tier thing for Stream Deck before PlayStation does. So,
Yeah.
and that's going to be $17.99, which I think is a steal. Like regardless of what you think, to have access to all those games, even if you're not playing them all, under $20 to play almost 700 games is a steal. And again, we can thank Game Pass, and this is kind of what Movie Pass did for movies, right? Remember like how Movie Pass came
Yeah.
out and it had such a cheap pricing range, and because remember when Movie Pass came out, and I was telling you guys, I was like, I just have this movie subscription thing that I just go every day to the movies, but it was $10, right? And then now we see all these other things that have their other tiers. But if Movie Pass didn't come out, and Movie Pass eventually went out of the water and failed, but if we didn't have that, we would have never got AMC and Regal and
Mm-hmm.
all these other movies to end up doing subscription services, because I mean it is a benefit. But I'm just going to finish the rest of this article. It says the extra and premium tier represents a major evolution for PlayStation Plus. With these tiers, our focus is to ensure that hundreds of games we offer will include the best quality content that sets us apart. At launch, we plan to include titles such as Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel's Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, and Returnal, which is interesting because I didn't think that we're going to have that, and now I can just wait and I don't have to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
So we work closely with our imaginative developers from PlayStation Studios and third parties to include some of the best gaming experience available with a library that will regularly be refreshed. More details to come on the games we'll have on our new PlayStation Plus service. So it goes on to talk about all that stuff. One of the key things they did not mention in this was day one exclusives and if those were coming out. I know, Chris, you said that they
I'm pretty
already
sure I
came
saw
out.
Jason Schreier tweet out something where he's like, PlayStation said they are not going to be doing that. They have no interest in doing that.
Yeah, so which I understand, because from the standpoint of their games are already selling
Yep.
because you have so many good games, right? That I do understand. It's just going to be hard to get people who are playing who have Game Pass to be like, well, why can't PlayStation do that? And there's multiple reasons why PlayStation can't do that. One of the reasons is you don't want to give up that cash cow, right? Like that's $60 of games that
Or
people are going to
70
give,
because of a
or
PS5
70.
exclusive. Yeah.
Exactly. Or $70. You don't want to give up that cash flow because people are going to go get the games,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then on top of that, they're not in the same position as Microsoft was in. Microsoft didn't have enough first party titles to be like, hey, they needed to get people back into gaming on their console. So Microsoft just has unlimited cash. At the end of the day, Microsoft is just backed by is a bigger company. They're backed by more than what Sony is, right? So like every computer has Microsoft, most of them, right? It's Microsoft and Apple. And anything that's running any high technological thing, it's all through Microsoft. So they have this unlimited boatload of cash that they can afford to do that. Sony can afford it to an extent. It wouldn't be able to run as long as Microsoft. So what are your thoughts, Chris, on everything PlayStation Plus is becoming?
I think it's great. I'm happy that they decided to keep it with PlayStation Plus. That was kind of my worry that they were just going to separate it like PlayStation now. One of the good values about it is that game when you buy Game Pass, you don't get Xbox Live, right?
Yes, you do.
You do get Xbox Live? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That was my worry. Like I said,
It
was them trying to
it's a
separate
con
everything.
yeah, it's a pretty much canon copy. The only thing that they're not copying is the fact that you can't it's not day one. You won't get day one titles as far as we know.
Yeah.
You won't get day one titles, and it looks like they really didn't word how much of those PlayStation 5 games you'd be able to play on the cloud and stuff like that. Just looking at the wording and stuff. So it's interesting to see what that happens in June. But I know xCloud actually that they give you a list of games that you can play on the cloud.
Yeah.
So I am interested to see that too. But again, overall, I just think it's a great offer anyway. So, but
Yeah.
you can
But
continue.
yeah, like you said, great offer. I'm excited to see what games there's gonna be. There's a couple of games in my head that I already kind of want to replay. The Sly Cooper series. I kind of want to go. I want to play the first Metal Gear because I never actually played the first one. I've played
Yeah.
the second and third. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be, and I think it's a great idea for stream. I'm kind of getting into. It's a perfect timing because I'm going. I'm in a mood where everybody get like I feel like all gamers get into this mood where they just want to go back and play older games. I was looking at getting busting out my Nintendo 64 and hooking it up to the TV and everything like that. So going back, this is perfect timing for me because I'm just gonna go back and play a couple things here and there. So I'm excited for it. Um, Pricing, I'm very happy with. Uh, they did my expectations for them were pretty low. I was like,
Yeah. I mean,
they're gonna
yeah.
smack us with this big bill and they're gonna lock these games behind a wall that like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy the higher tier for $50 a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was very surprised whenever I was like, oh, $17.99 a month. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. So yeah, I'm just not looking. I feel bad for the parents though that have to go to. All I thought about when I saw the tiers was like when you go to a GameStop or a Walmart,
Yeah.
you see the cards on the wall.
And it's just a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. For the but the thing is that we're getting to that point where a lot of like our generation are now having kids that
Yep.
are like, you know what I mean? So we don't have as many kids who or parents who are not as much into the sync as of what's going on. So you pretty much have like an idea. But the tier list is a little bit one of those things where it's like it's always going to be difficult, right? Because they're going to be like, well, what do I get? And like, you know what I mean? And then you have to kind of try to explain it. And now that we've gone so digital, there's not many stores that are like just, oh, get this because they don't want to go out of business.
Yep.
So they're not really selling. They want you to continue buying games. And this is like one of those steps to getting us so close to digital because like now you don't have to go and buy physical copies of games anymore. So um, for me, like I said, I think it's a great idea. I'm glad that they decided to make this kind of you know, this step forward in order in getting people those games, right? Because at the end of the day, there's a lot of games that people want to play on PlayStation. Now you sell it for 17.99. People will get PlayStations, like even PS4s. Like people will go back, get a PS4, you get 17.99, and if you're telling me I can play all of the PS4 classics or anything that was like, you know, last gen, that's enough of a deal. Because I mean, people can get a PlayStation 4 for what, like $200, some even
Around there.
cheaper,
Yeah, because I
depending
got
on
a
where if you look hard enough.
yeah, I was planning on breaking out the PS4 Pro to put in
Mhm.
my bedroom because I wanted to play. I want to start The Witcher 3, and
Exactly.
now I'm for sure gonna do that because I can just I can boot up Witcher.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
So it's perfect to so you can still, you know, you still don't make your last console irrelevant with this. And like, you know, it's a perfect model because I can go, all right, let me get a kid or someone, you know, who doesn't need the high quality PlayStation 5. I can get them a PlayStation 4. I
mhm,
can get them this tier for 17 bucks and they have access to, you know,
everything.
700 games.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? And it's just they can play it whenever they want. It's also great that you can download some of these games and some of them on the cloud. So even if you don't have a huge storage, you can still play. Like I overall, like I said, I'm as a person who's always been about wanting to get to this point to where we can just do subscriptions. And then at the end of the day, if you're not playing it enough, guess what? You get to unsub. You don't have to spend $60. You don't have to spend, you know, you unsub. And then, you know, hopefully they're going to have the same deals that Xbox does where, oh, you've been gone for a while. So here's 3 months of Game Pass for $1.
I
Like,
don't
you know what
think
I
they'll
mean?
do that.
I don't know, but one can hope. One can hope. So, but
Yeah,
overall, I think it's a great move by Sony. I'm happy we've gotten to that point. I'll definitely get it in June as soon as it opens. I'm upgrading straight
yeah,
to three
me
tiers,
too. I'll be
and
opening up that
then
library. I mean, maybe I'll stream it or something. We can
yeah.
go through
I
the
mean, I've always
library.
had a streaming goal that I wanted to play, like just start from. I wanted to do this with Xbox, but with Game Pass is like start from like a letter of the alphabet and just keep going, and like just play a new game and just keep going. And I mean, it'd be a great series. I think it would be great. Like you just play
I
a
can
random
just hear
game.
your voice right
Yeah,
now. This game is
yeah,
trash,
probably,
awful.
probably, definitely, definitely. But that's good though. People
Yeah,
want to see would laugh at that. So
yeah.
we'll see. Maybe one day. One day I'll get there. So, but yeah, overall, I think it's a great idea. So
Also,
I'm all for it.
like I said, the download is a huge, huge win for
Yeah,
them. I'm
huge win.
very happy that they decided to do that. Also, the fact that they broke up each individual tier for
Mhm.
monthly, quarterly, and yearly. I
Yeah.
think that's awesome. That
Mhm.
they gave you a lot of options of like, this is like, we're trying to work with you the best we can.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing, right? So we're used to Sony not giving us what we want, and we got what we
Mhm.
want. So that means whatever's next, we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
Listen, I'm all
But
for it. Like I said, it's going to be a chain effect, and this is why competition is great
yeah,
because we get stuff like this to now where Sony's like, okay, maybe we do because they were for a long time. Even when Game Pass even came out, they were talking so much junk. This is not sustainable. Blah 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 blah. Look at them now.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's good. It's a product that works. I think it's good for the gamers. It's and in the long run, it's going to be great for them too. I mean, as much as they, obviously, like I said, they always sell their games, but to have a consistent flow of income, even if you know like a game is not good, you could just throw it on there and people will get it. You know what I mean? Even if a game is good, people will go get it. So I think it's a win-win at the end of the day. And we see a lot of companies, think of some of the biggest companies, they're all subscription services. Netflix, Spotify, like you know what I mean? Like Apple's products, like most of those stuff is subscription based. So I don't see why gaming is any different. And we have the technology and the speeds for it all to work now. So
Quick question. I don't know why this popped into my head. Is GameFly still a thing?
it is, but the thing is, GameFly never didn't go digital fast enough.
Dang.
They're like you can still get GameFly like send it out. If they would, GameFly was in the perfect opportunity to do exactly what Game Pass and Sony was
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
before they did it. But at
yeah.
the end of the day, they didn't have that forward. I mean, and it's not even probably that someone thought of it, but they were just like, how could we possibly
Get all these
get
games.
this?
Yeah, how do
Well,
we?
get all these games, like get the licensing for all
Yeah,
to be able to have all these games, but also distribute it. How do you do
yeah,
it? So
yeah.
it is what it is. Well, let's go on to the next topic, unless you got something else for the PlayStation.
No, no, we're good.
Our,
I'm wondering how the PSP thing's gonna work out. That's the only thing, but
I mean, it'll work out. It'll just probably look. They'll try to do
like shorter.
the overscaled, or like when they overscale it and it doesn't look as good, like or
Ooh,
probably shorten it.
yeah,
Or but the anticipation for that is so that you don't play it. They don't want you to play those games on your console.
yeah,
Those are
yeah,
going to be games they want you to play on your phone
yeah,
or like wherever else. So I can see it being that way, but we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see how it where it gets. But next story we're going to talk about is Fortnite keeping building mode, non-building mode. I apologize. So Fortnite decided that everyone loved this, and we're just going to keep it. Now, Chris was the one who said that it was going to be kept, which I agreed with him because Yendi was the only one who was the outsider on this one, but I just didn't expect it to happen after the 9 days. I thought maybe next season they would have been like, all right, since we got so much positive feedback from this that we'll just keep it, we'll bring it back at the beginning of the next season just so that they could prepare for like the influx of players who are just going to be like. So I thought they were going to take some time with it, but apparently they have all the
Nope.
kinks worked out.
Yeah.
They were like, everyone has been enjoying this, and Epic literally came out and said, with the overwhelming positive reviews that we've been getting, we're deciding to keep it, which again I think is a smart move for games like battle royales to continue to have different modes, because at the end of the day, you don't want to get stuck in doing this. Even if it's every game feels different, you want to give people options, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where people are playing the game. It only matters that they're playing the game. So if you can get a different fan base who just enjoys shooting and doing the gameplay of the game itself without the building, you're still getting a source of traffic. You're still getting a potential buy. You're still getting someone to spend $50 to probably buy some costumes. So it's just more traffic, and it's just, for me, I felt like it was a no-brainer. I just didn't expect it to happen this quickly though. So that was my whole thing on there. I just didn't expect it to be right after the 9 days, and that they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna keep it." So Chris, what do you think about them
I
keeping that mode?
thought I knew they were on standby with it, man. It's just one of those things where it's like they probably saw those night. They got Nick Merckx and Tim the Tatman and Courage and Ninja all back.
Lupo was playing.
Lupo, yeah, they're all back playing to
Yeah.
try it because they're like, this is something that players have asked for. They're like, we just want to try it and see what it looks like. Um, so I'm sure they saw those numbers spike, and now they're like, well, if we just make our own mode, then we're gonna keep these people here. So I'm sure we're gonna see Fortnite jump back up on Twitch and everything again here soon, and it's a lot of fun, man. I can't deny it. I played 2 games so far. Now that I know it's permanent, I'm probably gonna try to play more. And I'm just happy how quick they picked up on it. Apex is kind of doing the same thing right now too. Not with solos or anything like that, but with the
Control.
yeah, people the fact that you can do team deathmatch.
Yeah.
Well, it's control, but you respawn and everything like that, and you just play. The players are loving it, and they brought it back very quickly. So I'm glad they're all deciding to do that. I'm excited to see the content that comes out of it. So I don't know if Fortnite tournaments will be a thing again, like big ones, for a no build mode or anything like that. But it's crazy. Blackmagic said, I never played Fortnite, and this is making me want to try. Definitely should. I will say I did try to build. It was kind of weird. Like,
I mean, you're used to seeing the game, and
I'm used to like I can't build like crazy. I just like if I get shot, I can put a wall up, and that's it. I'm like, oh, I'm using a wall, but it wasn't too bad. So it felt nice not having to panic. So the whole time, like I remember when I was into Fortnite when it first came out, and your hands are tense, you're getting your fit. Like I was trying to get my fingers quick to like, okay, my X is my floor and all this other stuff because I wasn't good at moving around my keyboard. But the fact that I can just sit there and like relax, I can change my weapons to my mouse button now instead of building and all that. Perfect. It's awesome.
For sure. And I mean, as a person, I don't play Fortnite. I've never had the desire. I just don't. Graphically, it's just not for me. But I get it. Like having a new game mode, like I said, especially for battle royales, like this just keeps them fresh. So they need to find ways. And why not have it, right? Why not give other players an option? Like I said before, it's not about where the players go. It's the fact that they're booting the game up. That's the only thing that Epic is going to care about. Yes, they obviously want you to have the enjoyment, but from the business standpoint, they don't care if you play battle royale with building or battle royale. They just want you in Fortnite, seeing what they have to offer, and then possibly having you spend $5 to $10 to get Doctor Strange or Wanda or whoever they need to, because they get all the licensing for all those characters. So it doesn't matter, you know what I mean, in that sense. So I don't think they necessarily care too much where you play their game. They just want you to be playing their game. And I get it. I get it. And there's like you said, a bunch of streamers came back to play, which brings more eyes to things. And we also know that they have influence on what other people play. A lot of people, I see this person playing it, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and start some games myself. Might enjoy it. Like Black Magic said, there's people who don't even, the building kind of took them away from wanting to play Fortnite. Like, you know what I mean? And now that they can just play straight up shooters and straight up shooting, they might enjoy that game, and that could be potentially a person who continues to play that game, for the next 2 years or whatever. So I think it's a good move to keep it in. I think it's the smartest move to do. I'm glad, like you said, I'm glad that they went instantly and said, let's do it. Like, let's not hold back. Let's not make any hesitations. Let's just put it in now and we're good to go. So
yeah,
it was a great move by Epic.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I can't wait I'm going to start watching the content again because I loved watching the crazy plays and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's going to be, it's a whole different game. I'm glad the cracked kids of Fortnite get their building back in another mode and they just leave us alone. So that was the big part. It was on TikTok, man. Some of these kids that have been spending their whole time practicing and getting the scroll wheel down and all this other stuff. had no idea what to do, and
It's another element.
yeah,
It's an element
yeah,
like the building gives you an element because you're so used to shooting from below that
yep.
affects your like you're so used to shooting from a high that you know what I mean it's a different thing. It does affect your aiming at like when you're shooting someone straight up
And the
who
fact
doesn't
that
have that much height.
as soon as you hear the like like of your
Yeah,
shield getting hit, that you're
yeah,
like, oh, I have to protect myself.
yeah.
So doing
Like it's
that is just
find
like,
cover.
and
Yeah,
you go to protect yourself and nothing happens. You're like,
yeah. So
so
yeah, it definitely adds a different element, and I think it's awesome. So,
yeah.
you know, like I said, competition. We just talked about it in the last segment. I love it. Bring it out. It just makes us. We're spoiled as gamers. The better and more innovative companies try to come with their thing. So I definitely am all for it, even as a person who doesn't play Fortnite. So yeah. Any last words on Fortnite?
Uh, a dream for me for Fortnite would be if they went back to like original vanilla like weapons, like the from the beginning, none of the not the
I think
plunger
it's still too early
grapple.
to that. I think it's
Yeah,
too early.
but I'm just saying, like, if like when Fortnite first started and we asked for no building, then like what it would be like. I mean, I went in,
Yeah.
I'm still having fun. It's cool. They just put a homing missile in now, and they put vehicle. There's vehicles on the map, so it's easy to
Mm.
get around now too. But yeah, it would be cool to see what would have
I think
happened
they'll
then.
definitely maybe like you know they'll start to do those though. Like when you go back, I just think it's too early to go
Oh
to
no,
like
yeah, just do
straight
the change
vanilla stuff.
now
Yeah,
and let it go. Everybody's having fun with what it is. Just don't mess with stuff right now. Just let it
yeah,
run its course.
for sure, for sure. And then we're gonna get into our last story, which is the Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild 2 being delayed. Nintendo disappointing us again, but that's okay
Everybody,
because
so far the announcement, people have been saying they're relieved.
I think yes, because here's the reason, and this is how I see it from my standpoint. I already had was one of the people who said that there's no way this game's coming out. It doesn't make sense for it to have come out this year anyway. Okay, you already see what you're going up against, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that Zelda, like Breath of the Wild 2, wasn't going to be in that category of Game of the Year because how many Zelda games have not been? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their track record is usually, hey, you're probably going to get voted for Game of the Year, right? But what? Why rush it? One, because obviously I think it would be still be rushed, and with your theory also, like you always say that you know Switch Pro to help run the system, like run the game better. But again, I just don't see games wanting to compete with that many other games, right? So think about the games we've had this year, right? You had Horizon already.
Yep. Elden
You've
Ring.
had Elden Ring already, right?
Yep.
I mean, Gran Turismo, you know, for a lot of people, and then we also have down the line like God of War supposed to be coming out. Starfield, we're hoping that is also very much what could be up there also for Game of the Year, right?
Tunic is actually a
So
big contender
that's what I'm saying. And
this
then
year
you have
too.
all these indie games and you have all this. So why even rush, like not rush, but why go fast? Let's fast track this in order for this to come out. And then we're already seeing we have the Steam Deck that came out, right? So now you instantly, because that's a portable, a lot of people are going to compare it to the Switch. Why can't the Switch have this? Why can't the Switch run stronger? Right? So for me, I just feel, and not to mention, and I also forgot to mention, you have Pokemon coming out this year.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so again,
Yeah.
you're then competing with yourself. You're gonna have Pokemon come out what end of November, right? When does
Yeah.
Pokemon come out?
In
October, November?
November. Also, they get Splatoon 3.
Mm.
It's a year
It's
of
too it's
bangers.
too much. We're
Yeah.
gonna get a lot of games. Why do that and then try to December then be like, oh, by the way, here's Breath of the Wild 2. Like, no. Put Breath of the Wild, maybe March, something like that, early next year, because people will play it throughout the year. You'll have before the summer hype. There's not many games that are slated to come out at the beginning of March anyway. And then you have a lower field of thing, and you have a bunch of people who just stopped playing Pokemon, Splatoon, all those games. So why? Well, like for me, I always thought that this was going to get delayed. Even when they said that date that it was supposed to be the end of the year, I was like, that there's no way. And I have proof. if you guys go back and watch. Just
Yeah,
saying.
Richard said Zelda coming out next year instead of this year is for the best. Excuse me. Elden Ring and Zelda very similar in what they do, and I personally would take Elden Ring over Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially, and then that's another thing. Richard just brought up a great point with that, because like, why would you want to compete with a game that is really similar and running on more consoles?
Yeah.
So people have more eyes to those games. People are playing it more. Like more people are going to play Elden Ring than they're going to play, Breath of the Wild. Even though Breath of the Wild is a high selling game, at the end of the day, when the games are coming out on different consoles, you just have more vision. Like more people are seeing those games. So I think it's a smart move, honestly. Even
Yeah.
though a lot of people. It's not, and honestly, I haven't seen a lot of backlash, like you said.
No,
But I just think it's a
everybody's
smart move.
relieved, and Nintendo did the nice thing of they gave us a little bit more, right? It's not like we're chasing, Metroid Prime,
Mhm.
where we just see we don't see anything else but the title. They're just
Yeah.
like, hey, we're still actively working on this game. This is what we have to show you, and like we've said in the past, like 5 seconds of something helps out so much, and that's what they did. They literally gave us maybe 5-6 seconds of something and explained what they were working on or what the clip was, and people were like, okay, I can wait. Cool. Awesome.
Transparency is such a big thing nowadays, right? And I think a lot of companies are starting to realize that, and Microsoft being one of the first ones to notice that. Like, being transparent of what you're doing, it in the long run, it helps you out way more.
Yeah.
Because remember how much people were giving Microsoft that crap, when they were just like, listen, you guys are not getting any first party titles till 2022, and everyone was like, oh my god, blah blah blah. But the way that Sony handled it was completely different, and how which company ended up getting hated more for that? Like Sony, obviously, people were like, well, you guys just bamboozled us, you lied. You know what
I mean, we're
And
scraping the bottom of. I mean, we're getting games, but we're at
I'm
the
just
bottom of the
saying,
barrel right now.
it happens, and I mean that's what happened with Xbox One, right?
Yeah.
Xbox One was trying to sell this whole completely different thing, and that's not what people wanted. So the transparency was key, right? And I think Nintendo being transparent, one of the first time Nintendo's actually decided, okay, we're not going to hide this from you guys. We're not going to make you think that it's coming out this year. Here's it straightforward. It's not coming out this year. Here's a little clip. We're proving that we're still working on this game, like you said, but also just wait. We're gonna have it come out later, and then look how everyone's reacting. Everyone's like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. I'm all right with that."
And I'm glad that it's a smart move that they did it now, because as E3 season comes up, those rumors are going to start to come up.
Exactly.
And then if we didn't get it, then we would have made that video that we made a couple months back of that Nintendo Direct expecting something big, and we're like, I don't know what that was. This is awful.
Yeah.
Like we'd be doing that again this year.
Mhm. But also you can still show it, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
nothing that's stopping you from showing it. Still, like you can get people hyped and be like, okay, that's cool that it's gonna come out. You can still do all that stuff, which is perfect. But again, we have that transparency now.
That we
So
know now, yeah.
when we see it, we're gonna be like, okay, I can't wait for this to come out next year. Or like we're not feeling like, oh my god, when's this gonna come out? And Final Fantasy does a really bad job at this. Like Square Enix, the worst. They do not.
Bro, I
they're
feel
the
like
worst.
I gotta know how many games they drop a year.
Yeah.
Because it has to be like 30, 40 games. Like, like I'm listening to different gaming podcasts, and they're like, yeah, this game from Square Enix, this game from Square Enix. I'm like, hold on, wait.
Yeah,
Wait.
they shoot their shot a lot. But yeah, I mean, again, for Breath of the Wild though, I'm glad it's getting delayed. It gives us some time, and then next year why not be the first one?
I think Nintendo's gonna surprise us this year though with some, I don't know what it's gonna be, but the big direct that they have for E3 that season, I feel like they have some news. It's gonna be crazy.
This would be good. Be a good time to do it. Honestly, set up next year, okay? Because I think we're good for this year. Honestly speaking,
Yeah.
as far as everything goes, I genuinely think, which like I said leads me to my point that I don't think God of War is coming out this year, but we'll see if I'm right about that later on down the road. But
That one I'm still on the
also feel
fence
like-
on, man. I don't know. Like I can see it coming out, but also I can see your point of it not coming out. But
Listen.
it's It's oh wait, hold on. Black Magic said not Switch Pro, not Switch Pro, Switch let it go, Chris. It's gonna I feel like listen, it's a year okay, they have the game. It's a full year out, right? I feel like I feel like they are gonna upgrade the Switch more, or they wouldn't announce another. I don't think they're gonna announce another console or anything like that. I think they're gonna upgrade the console. I think that I believe it. And my idea is they give us a beefier dock. That's all I said. Like I'm like if you give me a dock that can upscale these things, sure, I'll do that.
But I think they do. But I think even to put out what we want, you would have to that dock would become expensive.
Yeah.
And I think their goal is to keep it affordable. And they don't really want you on the dock as much as like they want you to be able to take that thing everywhere so people can see it. So that's the way Nintendo markets.
Maybe we should do a poll on Twitter or something because Richard said, I still believe in God of War for this year. And Black Magic said, I'm with Al, God of War 2023.
Listen, no one wants God of War to come out this year more than me. Okay. As much as I love, and as a person who, after seeing that those last clips that we saw, believe that the game is 100% done. The game is done. Okay. Because what I saw was 100% a finished game. There's no way that game wasn't finished. They showed us bro, do you realize they didn't show us any like cinematics? That gameplay that footage that they showed us wasn't any cinematics. We saw people fighting. We saw like in-game stuff. We saw like they literally show how many games show you the combat and in-game stuff and not be like close within a year of the game coming out. That game is ready. I just think Sony wants to get more people. I only think the game is not out strictly because of they want to get more people to have the console in their hand. I think they want more people to. And it's not coming out on PS4, at least they haven't said, right? I don't think it's coming out on PS4. I don't think they're doing what Horizon's doing.
No. I think they're like this game is going to be
I could be wrong on that. I could 100% be wrong on that, but I remember hearing that it wasn't coming out on PS4. So, I think they want to get more people to get the PS5 so that way the sales can go up, it looks better as far as that goes. That's the only reason why I think it's not coming out. Would I be shocked if it came out this year? No, because I firmly believe that the game is done.
Black Magic said, if God of War comes out in 2022, Chris can slap me like Chris Rock.
No, come on, man.
I mean, we were doing well on the podcast, so he did so well. Richard put, I believe that done, just working out bugs, in my opinion. He also said, I'll help you out, Black Magic. Okay, let's because that it's on the fence. If God of War comes out this year, and I get a hint of another rumor of a Switch Pro, okay, from a reliable source, okay, then you can get these hands.
Oh my gosh! Come on, man. Listen, we're not doing that, okay? We're not.
Welcome to the Last Place Fire Team, where we slap our.
But yeah, so I mean that's my talk for Zelda. I do think, I'm okay with it. So
yeah, I'm like, of course I'm upset, but I'm okay with it. Also, I have too many. It's crazy that just a couple months ago, man, we're like, man, this year was dry. We didn't get any games, and now I'm like, I'm comfortable. Just cruising.
Happens though. This always happens. It's always 2 years or a year and a half after this console comes out.
Yeah.
Because again, it's just business wise. You want people to have the consoles so that the sales can go up. So we are in a different time now, though. But I think that still plays the same role.
Yeah, and with PlayStation announcing the PlayStation Plus is just more time to fill. More time to fill. Mm-hmm. Yeah, as soon as you get your game library done or anything, just go through. Richard said Nintendo gives fans what they want. You must not know Nintendo.
Yeah. Couldn't be me. But yep, that's gonna be it for today. Chris and I will be having a busy week, so please check out the other stuff. Debrief is going to be a busy one. So we're gonna have Moon Knight. We have episode 2 of Halo. We've got Morbius to get to, so be on the lookout for all that stuff, guys. And
If you
yeah,
watch
just let
our
us know.
if you watch our debriefs this week, okay, I want you to see as the videos progress in the coming weeks. I want you to see this. Okay,
The
each
bag.
video, just
The
look
bag.
at look
The
at
sleep.
look at the
Because we do
camera,
these at weird times, yo.
bro.
We're not gonna lie to you guys.
I'm
There's times where we do it
yeah,
like at 11, and I've
yeah.
got to be up at like 7.
Yeah, I'm
But we
working.
got it.
I'm after the show. I'm going to sleep. I work at 4 a.m. for an event. You know what I
And this was
mean?
supposed to be our shorter show too.
Yeah.
And we did
So
50 minutes
I'm
anyway.
just. It's all right. But like I said, just watch. You're gonna. If you see me in one of the videos, I'm like, yeah, Morbius was. then you know.
That's probably the movie that you'll do it for. But we'll find out. So thank you guys for joining us. As always, you guys know where to find us. Next week, we don't really even have to do all the. But if you guys are new here, hit that follow button on all that good stuff, and then do all that other good stuff that mostly everyone asks you to do, so that you can do it. But as far as we go, we're out. Fire team.